on a journey to becoming the best version of myself, what I would do differently in my 20s is a lot of things. So in this video, I'm going to share them with you. So someone asked me, what would I do differently? And so I told them I'd make a video of it, and it might help them. And it's just from my perspective. If it resonates, awesome. But that's my intention. So the first thing I was reflecting, and this isn't gonna be perfect, but I was giving it some thought. What would I do differently? Being 40 now, wow, 20 years ago. Sheesh. Man, saying that out loud felt weird. Yeah, we every day, we getting older, but we have to embrace it, Similar to me embracing the gray hairs, Okay, so the first thing I would do if I'm in my 20s is I would get a spiritual mentor and I would get therapy. Ask me why. One, I've always been, I grew up in a church, so it's in you. But just taking it to the next level, taking it to the next level from the perspective of having a spiritual guide that you trust, wise counsel, that you can call and they can help you from a principle place, like talking about spiritual principles that's applicable to all areas of life, and they're giving you wise counsel from that perspective. I think that'd be very helpful. So it's not even really about being overly religious or anything like that, no, but I think it'd be very helpful. Me knowing now, I know it would be very helpful for a young man who's finding their way, and that way you're not going a path alone, and it can deepen your understanding, and it can help you build a solid foundation in which you're making life decisions and choices as you continue to age. That's big, because depending on your background and your upbringing, like me, you saw a lot of different things in church, and you might start to get a warped perspective when it comes to church, because growing up, you see people sometimes dedicating a lot of time to church, but you're like, I'm not really seeing as much fruit in your specific life, but you're dedicating so much time to this. So I'm be real with y'all, so you just looking like, hey, I believe in God, but the God that you serve, you're like, yeah, I don't know if I want to be a part of whatever that is, because I'm looking at the book, I'm reading these scriptures, and it's talking about stewardship when it comes to resources and leaving a inherit, but you're looking around and you're like, man, I'm not really seeing that, leaving an inheritance for your children's children, and you barely have life insurance. And it's like, what? Or someone is offering to pay for the life insurance, or just someone, the fact that how are you not thinking about taking care of your family if something happens to you? That's just, I just couldn't make that connection. And I'm sure everyone has their struggle, right? And then the health journey, the health and fitness, and taking care of your temple, and Sure, there's some things that come because it's going to rain on the just and the unjust, right? However, just not seeing a huge emphasis on health, like true health, and when I'm saying health, like how you're eating, and it just overall, it's a lot of scarcity, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, and it's like it, and it's not. I'm not even really. I'm saying it, but it's not really a judgment on those things. But it's like, at what point do we get to thrive the way the book is talking about? Like it's like where, when is it gonna come? And I just saw you just staying in hope and day to day, one day at a time, one day at a time. Oh, I'm just doing enough. Oh, hey, and just seeing someone just being alive and excited about life. You can get jaded. Is my point. So one, getting a spiritual leader, someone that you respect, someone that you would be under their leadership, so they can help you counterbalance your warped perspective. Not to say that my perspective was all the way warped, but it was, because I still went to church, but it's not just about going to church. It's actually living out what Jesus did, like the example as best as you can. So it's not even just going to church doesn't equate to application and execution, like the practicality of like faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. So I just saw this loop of playing church, being religious, but the actual execution of what the word said, it was falling tremendously. It's not no one is perfect, but it's like, man, at what point are you gonna break out of that cycle of being in having financial issues or having health issues, or like, at what point? And we all have our journey, so I get it. But that, one. Two, therapy. Getting therapy, because you go through things coming up as a child, and you got to process those things because they follow you everywhere you go. You take you everywhere you go, and a lot of times you're spewing your traumas all over the new relationships that you're encountering, and you sabotaging those things. And not only are you sabotaging them in your relationships, it's impacting your career, it's impacting your finances, it's just impacting everything. But you don't realize it. That's the thing. And you're just so angry. And so getting to therapy earlier will allow you to start pointing back at yourself and focusing on the things that you can control, and to allow you to reframe those things that might have hurt you, because your feelings are real. Your feelings are real, even if you might not have had the full context of what you thought you saw or the experiences, but it's real because it's your feelings. So you have to go and unpack those feelings in a safe space. And that doesn't make you weak. It doesn't. It actually makes you stronger over time. My word of caution, just don't be in purgatory of therapy, and it's almost just like, hey, you need to keep assessing, am I getting better? Is this moving my life forward, or is this person, I'm just paying them and I'm paying for a friend? No, like, as my life really starting to transform, how do you know? Maybe you have deep-rooted unforgiveness in your heart, whether towards your mama, your brother, your daddy, your sister, whoever, your aunts, your uncles, grandma, grandfather, all those things. If you're 40 plus and you still feeling some type of way about that, yeah, because we far removed now. But again, like I said, your traumas from the past follow you everywhere you go, and it is truly impacting you. And so forgiveness, really, and so going to therapy to learn how to forgive. And what forgiving is, even when you bring it up, you did the work to reframe how you feel about that person. And so it's not hurting you anymore. And what's the measure? You might even need someone outside of yourself, spiritual counselor or your therapy, to kind of not agree with you or be a yes person to like, hey, you're saying you got over it, but you didn't really get over it. Because I can hear the language that you're still using. You're still very angry about this situation. Very angry about this situation. It's important. You got to address it. Because family is important. Relationships are important. So, therapy. Number 3. Gotta focus on your money. Understanding how money works. So I would recommend getting someone that is not just a financial advisor. Because sometimes those financial advisors are broke. Find somebody, no disrespect to the financial advisor, but I'm just saying. Find someone that has become a millionaire or on their way, or very close, like very good with their money. They have investments, they're on the way, they're like, you see like, okay, man, I'm seeing their life change, it's improving, it's getting better. They're always talking about investing. Let me just learn what they learn. Let me ask them for help. Don't go and be trying to, sure, keep seeking and searching on your own, but get someone that you can model, that can help you shortcut it. And so you can learn about real estate, if that's an area of interest. You can learn about opening up a brokerage account, investing, dollar cost averaging, but do it in your 20s. Do it in your 20s because it'll accumulate, and you'll be like, wow. Financial independence is the goal, being able to have the option, having options in the future, being able to, if you're traveling is your thing, or whatever the thing is, but Social Security, disability, all those things is not, for lack of better words, retirement, which was a made-up term, but we're just gonna go with it because most people know that broad term. So that's number 3. That's the major 3 things. 4, relationships like an intimate relationship. I'm gonna speak to the men. Hey man, understand that without 1, 2, and 3, you may have fell victim to the influences of the mentorship of music. Just that hardcore music that's promoting womanizing, consumerism, and just other toxic things. And because what I started to realize, and what are you talking about, Ken? Ken, you said I can't listen to music. Do what you want. You grown. You do whatever you want to do. But what I realized was the music started mentoring me. And because I didn't have any other mentors to maybe even just give me context, so I can identify it when it was being spoken about, and so it didn't really influence me as much. But I will say, the music is influencing you whether you know it or not. Don't lie to yourself. Don't try to protect the culture. Let me make it real and land it. I remember, man, I was talking to some different females, waste of time. Total waste of time. Because then when you come across a good woman, you can't even recognize it because you're not even giving them a fair shot. And the biggest thing is, as a man, it's taking up a lot of your time and energy when you can be allocating that to something productive for your future, your purpose. Because a good woman gonna recognize a man in his purpose, and he a good quality man. She gonna be like, oh, I like him. So that's gonna be a natural byproduct of you just getting better, making yourself available, improving yourself. That's just gonna come with it. However, if your head is all clouded with all that other stuff, you're not even gonna recognize the good woman when she's recognizing you. But the man is supposed to find a good thing. So if your head is all cloudy with all this crazy stuff that's coming in your head from the music that might not be serving you, hey, something to think about. Just something to think about. Because I was doing some things. The other thing I was doing was buying cars, putting rims on them, putting the beats in there. And it's nostalgia, we, have fun about it, but why did I do that? Because that's what I saw. With T.I., I saw 24, so that's what I wanted. With the beats, I saw the beats, all that stuff. I'm not saying I do it, but just have awareness. That's my biggest thing is awareness. That's it, nothing more, nothing less. But those, I would say, I'll leave it there. Those are the top 4 things. I know that's kind of a weird number, but those are the 4 things in an authentic way that I would say I would explore and do different in my 20s. 1, get a spiritual mentor. 2, get therapy ASAP. 3, what was 3? 3, get your money up, finances, but learn about it. Invest early. Start early investing. Not just saving money, investing, saving the money to invest. Invest, dollar cost average. 4, be mindful of the music that you're listening to because it is influencing you and mentoring you. And it's impacting your relationships more than you may know, including your finances, all the things. That's it for this video. If that resonated with you, awesome. If you want to get further insight, hey, if you need some help, book the coaching link. Happy to help out, happy to have a conversation. Because this isn't just about money. Money is just a tool to help us have a good life and do the things that we want to do, and including giving and all those things. So that's what my channel is about, is just helping people become the best version of themselves as I'm on my path of becoming the best version of myself. And let's do this thing together. Until the next video, peace.